yo aprendí algunas cosas. Even I learned a couple of things. I'm gonna ask Holly that she doesn't go that far away. Just a couple things, dos puntos. Si alguien ha estado usando una de estas anticonceptivos, if someone here has been using one of these contraceptives, it's okay. There is hope. You are not condemned. If someone here has like an IUD implanted, I did speak with a woman who had, she said, you know, that IUD thing, is that wrong? And I said, yeah, it is. And she said, but my doctor said this and this and this and this. And I said, I know. Your doctor will say that, and you know, that's true, but did you know? And I give her some of the information that you got. And she was like, but I don't understand. I said, I see that it's hard, pero le expliqué, I explained to her a little bit more of why it was wrong and why it was immoral. And then she like como se agachó la cabeza. But the next time I saw her, a couple corazón puros later, she said, you know, I thought about it, I spoke with my husband about it, and we took it out, and we're pregnant. Thank you. So that baby better thank me when he's older. Pero oh, no. There's hope. Talk to a priest. Go to confession. If someone feels really, really bad, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if something might have happened, I didn't even know about it, if during a period something got flushed out. Mija, give it to God. Give it to God in confession, and don't be afraid. Now men, if you have encouraged your girlfriends to do this, to take morning after pills, to take Ella, to take all these other things, bring that to confession too. Because you've participated in that in more ways than one. And this is something that you too should confess. Confess and be free. There's freedom in confession. Hay libertad en la misericordia del Señor. Y hay que saber eso. El Señor es mucho más grande que nuestro pecado. Y Él es mucho más grande. Su misericordia es como un océano y nuestro pecado es como gotita de agua. And trust in that. But now we need to act on what we've learned. Okay. Preguntas, questions.
Okay, so there is this law, right? And I'm confused because what about if this law doesn't approve, but people still pay taxes, and taxes go to the government, and the government pay healthcare with those taxes. So, and those pills are included in the healthcare. So, aren't people still paying for that, even if the law doesn't approve?
Very good question. Very good question. Okay, so what we're talking about, lo que estamos hablando es culpabilidad. We're talking about culpability, moral culpability. If I give taxes to the government and the government takes that and makes a nuclear bomb and drops it on someone, is that my fault? The answer is no. But the difference is, it's direct association. Ahora es algo directo. Por ejemplo, okay, let's say that a guy goes into a bar and asks for a beer. I want a beer, okay? Le doy una cerveza, okay. Una cerveza no es pecado, okay, let me just say. Pero el hombre que está allí con él, the man who's there with him, él está totalmente inebrio. He is totally drunk, right? And the bartender sees this guy totally drunk, and the guy saying, "Dame otra cerveza. Yo quiero otra. ¿Dónde están mis llaves? Quiero otra para el camino. I want one for the road. Give me one." And the bartender says, "I'm not going to give you one, but you have to pay for his beer." That's what's going on. I'm paying for this guy who's already drunk. I'm paying for his beer now. And I got a problem with that. I'm not going to pay for your beer if you're getting drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I give my money to the bartender, all right, that's my money given to the bartender. And if the bartender decides to take the money from the guy to buy a beer, okay, that's between God and the bartender. But now the bartender is making me pay for that guy's beer. You got me? You don't get it?
Yeah.
You get it? Okay.
I also wanted to mention, I think we need to use the language of the day. And but what I mean by that is by saying if there's a problem that the government is not letting us have options in healthcare. Right now, it's true, most healthcare companies cover contraception and abortion. But there are some that have plans that you can pick from, and they say, I don't want to cover this and I don't want to cover that. Same thing with car insurance. You can cover liability. You can cover your car, or just you want to cover if somebody else's car, you get in an accident, I'll pay for their car, but mine's a piece of junk, so I'm not going to cover it, right? I have that option. And I can pay more or less depending on how much coverage I want. But now the government is saying, nope, everybody pays one premium and everybody pays directly for contraception and abortion, and I don't have any more options. And so in our pro-choice society, it's important to say, hey, I just want choices, right? Give me a choice and I can choose between those things. They're also, according to this plan, going to charge a surcharge of $1 per month for every single person in the United States directly for abortion. $1. So it may be true, like with insurance, you pile your money into a pot and some of that goes somewhere. But like Father said, I don't have culpability. But now they're saying, no, you're going to give me $1 just for abortion. And you're not going to have any options at all. And that's where we say, no, that's not right.
Básicamente, el gobierno de los Estados Unidos nos está exigiendo de pagar por abortos. Cuando esta ley pasa, todos los ciudadanos van a tener que pagar $1 mensualmente que van a ir directamente a abortos. Porque bajo este plan, él quiere que los abortos también sean gratis. Pero nada es gratis. Nosotros somos los que van a pagar por eso. Y estamos totalmente en contra de eso. We got a problem.
So how we can help?
How can we do something? Okay. Yes. If I can give you 3 basic ones: get informed, get concerned, get involved. Infórmate, preocúpate y intégrate. Okay. Si yo les digo hagan esto, forman un grupo conmigo, eso es una cosa, pero yo pienso que sería mejor que ustedes vayan a sus parroquias, vayan a sus grupos y informen. I think it's better if you guys go to your parishes, go to your groups, go to your ministries and say, yo, hold on, man, something's going on. We need to get involved. Es mejor que ustedes se organizan ahí donde están, because it's like the rosary. You know, it's one thing if one person's saying the rosary, it's another thing if 5 million people are saying the rosary. Hay mucha más fuerza en números, right? So if you organize where you're at and get informed in the websites, hay muchos websites ahora. Este viernes pasado tuvimos una manifestación. We had a rally this past Friday, and it was good. La gente se sintió como, no sé, identidad, pero tenemos que seguir actuando. I have to be careful what I say. The church does not support any candidates. So I can't say I'm for fulano, I'm for fulana, but we can oppose issues. So this is an issue that we are against, and this is an issue being pressed directly by the Obama administration. I can say that. ¿Me entendieron?
Yes.
Pero esta es la cosa. Here's the thing. You know, there's a lot of good things about healthcare, and ahí está la mentira. Porque hay tantas cosas buenas, pero es un sándwich de veneno. You got some, it's like a veneno taco. You know, you have a really nice tortilla, but you don't eat that meat. You know what I'm saying? Te vas a enfermar. And so that's why what I'm saying is we want a solution that is really pro-human. There's no reason why he can't give us that exception. Why? Why can't he give us that exception? I have my theories. Because there's a lot of healthcare that's run by the Catholic Church. And bueno, pues that's my personal theory. That's my personal theory. But what can we do? Get informed, get concerned, get involved. I think it'd be great if each and every single one of people here, yo pienso que sería buenísimo que todos aquí se hacen como un capitán en su propio ministerio, su parroquia. If you became a captain, because like, let me tell you, the priests were working hard. Estamos tratando de hacer algo. Pero si ustedes dicen, oye, man, ¿escuchaste lo que está haciendo el gobierno? No, dígame. Esto es de que vamos a tener que pagar por un aborto y esa vaina. Sí. So like if you talk to people like that, and you say, tenemos que hacer algo, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Mira, aquí está este website. And like you can get people going like that. If you, este es algo muy importante. Esta semana que viene, de lunes a viernes, la Corte Suprema de los Estados Unidos va a estar hablando sobre esta ley. And the Supreme Court is going to be talking about this law this week. And it's possible that it get thrown out because of some of the ways that it's written. We want it to get thrown out. Not because we're against healthcare, but because we're against healthcare that violates what we believe. And so pray, fast, que esas personas en esa corte se animan de oponerse en algo que es inmoral. And let me tell you what. Our Lady of Fatima, any Portugueses here?
Yeah.
Portuguese? In 1917, she said, pray the rosary because there's a great danger coming, and I want you to pray the rosary. In 1989, that great danger, we thought we were going to destroy the world. We were going to destroy ourselves in the nuclear war. Y sin guerra, ese muro se cayó. Y yo sabía que fue a través de la oración de millones. It was through the prayers of a lot of people that came apart in a peaceful manner. We were gonna kill the world. You guys might be a little bit young to remember this, but es por eso que yo no juzgo a la generación de mis padres. Can you imagine growing up saying, we have nuclear weapons and we will destroy Russia if Russia decides to nuke us? That does something to your brain, man. But anyway, sorry. We have to answer for our own generation. Nosotros tenemos que responder por lo que está pasando hoy. And you guys saw the reason why. So get informed, get concerned, and get involved. Infórmate, preocúpate, y intégrate. Questions?
What are the best websites to look at?
The best websites, okay. The best websites, I think, Stop HHS is a good website. StopHHS.com. El problema es que no hay nada en español. And we're trying to make corazonpuro.org, corazonpuro.org, como el sitio bilingüe sobre este asunto. Okay? So we're trying to translate a lot of stuff that's going on. Porque hemos buscado. Am I right?
Yeah.
We have searched everything, and everything's in English. No surprise. Okay. So we're going to do it. Si nadie más lo está haciendo, nosotros lo vamos a hacer. Corazonpuro.org, bilingüe. StopHHS.com is a good one. The Beckett Fund Foundation is a good one. USCCB /conscience. Center for Religious Freedom is also a good place. Google Religious Freedom, ahí vas a encontrar muchas cosas. YouTube. There's also redhatsforfreedom.com and iHeartConscience.com. We're going to try to develop. Those are websites that we developed to appeal to both young adult Catholics and then people who are just concerned, who aren't necessarily Catholic, not necessarily religious, but just against government control. And so we're going to try to get information out through there. But I think the best one is StopHHS.com in English. ¿Preguntas? Sobre anticonceptivos, about contraception? I mean, we can't cover everything, but ¿qué piensas? ¿Se entendió, verdad? Okay, question.
I was a little confused. There was something that said you're on the show for an acne or a
Yes, if a person takes the pill for medical reasons and they are practicing abstinence, then there's nothing intrinsically wrong with that. It's not being taken as as a contraceptive device. It's being taken as medicine. But I would argue that looking at all those side effects, there are many other options. And many doctors, unfortunately, there's studies done, and I was looking up, like, what are like the medical, what are the benefits for doctors to prescribe the pill? And they get a lot of money every time they prescribe the pill. And it makes sense, because I don't know, growing up, to go to the doctor's like, they're selling candy or something, like, oh, you have this, let's put you on the pill. No, with the pill. And I mean, I was on the pill in college for medical reasons too, and I just have to say from experience, I was like, why on earth would anyone willingly take this? The side effects were horrible for me, and there are other options, and many of them even more effective, because things like ovarian cysts, irregular periods, the pill acts like a Band-Aid. It just covers up the symptoms, but they sometimes never find out what was actually causing it to begin with. Gio.
And also, many times they're given to really young girls, and it's normal that when you're just starting to hit puberty, that your period will be irregular. So hold your horses on that. Just saying.
Let me ask you a question to answer that question. Is it okay for me to take steroids? No. Why not? Because I'm already super ripped? No. If I take steroids because I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's wrong. Or because I want to like hit home runs like Manny Ramirez, no offense, that's wrong. But I take steroids. A lot of times people who have asthma, they have to take steroids for their lungs and stuff like that. O sea, there are reasons to take this por un fin saludable. For a good reason, for a healthy reason, a healthy end, you can't take this. The church says for medicinal reasons you can, pero, y hay un gran pero, no puedes tener relaciones sexuales por mientras que uno está tomando anticonceptivos por razones medicinales. You cannot have sexual relations if you're taking the pill for medicinal reasons, and that includes if you're married, because it could be an abortifacient.
Two things about, first of all, the steroids comment, it's important for us to realize the birth control pill is a steroid. And it's weird that we say, oh, you know, we're not allowed giving guys in high school steroids for sports, but we're going to give them to little girls, 11 years old. And in 1995, the National Cancer Society called the birth control pill one of the top 3 carcinogens. The National Cancer Society is one of the top 3 cancer-causing agents, up there with tobacco and asbestos. And we're giving it to our little girls and acting like it's fine that we put them on steroids, but it's not okay to put boys on steroids. I think it's important that we realize it. The other thing I want to say is that sometimes in morality, it sounds like there's exceptions. Like, oh, you can't take the pill. Oh, but sometimes there's certain exceptions. It's not really an exception. Contraceptives are always wrong when it's a contraceptive. If you're healthy and you take something to go against your health, right? Fertility is health, then it's using something against your health. If I have a problem with me and I take something to fix that problem, that's different. Okay, so it's not like an exception. It's saying I'm using this medicine to treat this disease or this problem, that's okay. But because there is a side effect of a contraceptive side effect, I can't therefore have sexual relations. I don't know if that makes sense.
If you're doing it, if you're taking it for health, then it's not a contraceptive. But if you're taking it for contraceptive, but if it's, le estoy confundiendo. You guys got it though, right? Okay. Una cosa sobre eso. If your doctor tells you, oh well, you have acne, you have irregular periods, you have a hard cramps or something like that, let me give you this. And you say, this is what you say, practice with me ladies. What are the other options?
What are the other options?
No, well, this is the easiest thing. This is the blah, 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 blah.
What are the other options?
Well, you know, it's actually, you know, this is probably the best option, but, you know.
What are the other options?
And if that doesn't work, I'm getting a second opinion. Now, si uno va a una clínica, like, you know, sometimes that's all that they're going to push. Let me suggest, talk to your priest, talk to someone in your local community who knows doctors who might be pro-life. Because, let's be honest, even the doctors, some doctors, they just believe in this. And, you know, you have to find someone who has the same heart as we do. ¿Me entendieron?
I've heard the argument that NFT and contraception, what's the difference? When we're talking to people, because the end result is the same, you're avoiding pregnancy. And the point I heard was that NFT, you're letting God be God, and in contraception, you're taking the act of God into your own hands. This may be something that you may hear when you interact with people on the topic. I don't know if you can elaborate on that more.
I really like what Holly said about the difference between contraception and NFPs, the difference between bulimia and dieting. The effect is the same, you're losing weight, right? But one is a sickness and one isn't healthy, and the other one is healthy and is good. I thought that was a very good, you know, de vez en cuando tenemos que hacer la gente ver la extremidad para que ellos puedan entender la gravedad. Okay? So that's a really good way I know to answer. And the thing is, you have to answer it in like 30 seconds or less, because la gente no tiene paciencia para nada. To use NFP, there should be very serious reasons. And so like if you, let me put it this way. Yo man, if you're like a millionaire living on a multi-acre plot, you know, and you say, oh, well, we need to be responsible, por favor. You know, pero like say that you just got married and you're trying to save up, you know, to you know, basically to pay off your college loans. Okay, I think that could be a good reason to wait responsibly using NFP. But always, every sexual act must be open to life. You can't say, hey baby, let's go, but like, I don't want to get pregnant. No. Always, it needs to be open to life. Pero si uno está enamorado con su esposo, con su esposa, entonces, claro, uno va a ser alegre. You know, say that you were like, okay, well, you know, maybe we need to wait, tal vez vamos a esperar, nos acabamos de casar, acabo de iniciar con un nuevo trabajo, you know, I think that's a serious reason. Okay, amen. Pero si llega un niño, debería ser una ocasión de gozo. It should be, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant! Yeah! En vez de, sit down, we gotta talk. Oh man, oh man. Oh, I knew it, man, I knew it! Hay una gran diferencia. And let's be real, even people who are married in the church and who have a job, it's still scary. My own family. My cousins told me, it's like they look at you weird if you have two little kids that are close together in the grocery store. And I said, oh, never mind, don't get me started. And esta es la otra cosa, me duele decir esto, pero hasta hay algunos sacerdotes que dicen que es bueno usar anticonceptivos. There are priests who've told, I can answer personal experience. There are priests who've told my cousins that it's okay to use contraception. And I got so angry. And I said, I want to know the name of that priest. That's my family, man. You're infecting my family with your lies. That's personal. And I'm a priest. I can go talk to him like a priest. I said, what are you? You're messing with my head, man. What's up, man? I went to seminary too. So pray for priests, right? It's not all of them, a lot of them want to teach it, pero esta es la otra cosa. Como ella dijo, yo conozco sacerdotes que han predicado sobre anticonceptivos and they got moved to another parish because everybody got so angry. So if you hear a priest preach this, you say, Father, thank you so very much. And if anybody messes with you, you let me know. I'm kidding.
I was just going to add that when talking whether to priests or for family and friends, the sensitivity of the subject is so important. That we preach the truth in love. St. Paul says, always be ready to give an account for the faith that is within you, but to do so with gentleness and respect. And to know that prior to 1960, when the pill was legalized, in 1968, the time of Humana Vitae, 66% of Catholic women were following church teaching. It's not great. 66% were faithful to the church's teaching of Catholics. Today, it's 4%. 4% practicing NFP. And some studies say that's probably a kind of an over-exaggerated number. 88% of Catholic women say that they use contraception. 88% of Catholic women. So, we have to realize when we're talking to people, again, not to judge them. So many of them have been told, even by priests that they trust, this is not only okay, but it's good. You're helping the world by limiting population. So when we're talking to people, we're talking to someone who's been lied to, who's been hurt, and who thinks they're doing something good. And oftentimes to please a husband or a boyfriend or something else. So just keep those things in mind when we're talking to them. So we're going to be kind of lifting the veil, but it's very, very sensitive. So, other questions, Lali?
In my church, it's like sugar on paper because the government has got Medicare. Does that apply? Does that go hand in hand with that HHS mandate?
Now, the HHS mandate is a stack of papers like this long, like this big. So it's complicated. So, básicamente, lo que se va a hacer, it's going to be that all of us are going to pitch in for Medicaid for everybody. But it's not Medicaid for everybody. It's like you're going to still have your own insurance plan, and you're going to contribute, and like it's kind of like, it's very complicated. He wants to cut it because the government is paying all for Medicaid and Medicare, and basically what it's going to turn into, it's kind of like in New York City, who pays for the repairs of the sidewalks?
City. State.
The homeowners. If you own the home, you own the building, and the sidewalk se quebra ahí enfrente, the homeowner or the landlord has to pay for so, not property tax, you personally have to take it from your own pocket. I know because I had to break concrete in front of one of our friaries a couple times. Okay, so what happens if the city had to pay for all of that? If the city had to pay for the repairs of all the sidewalks in New York City? Es mucho dinero, ¿verdad? So in a way, what they're trying to do is say, okay, everyone take care of the sidewalk right in front of you with health care, in a way. That sounds like a good idea, right? If we all kind of pitch it, but like I said, we're not against health care for everybody. In fact, the Catholic Church already puts in millions of dollars for health care for people que no tienen dinero. But the problem is that, to use an extreme example, the problem is that they're saying, okay, we want you to pay for the sidewalk, and we want you to put a satanic cross right there too.
And pay for your neighbors. No.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because that's against what we believe. Okay. Now it's very complicated. Now, si ustedes querían saber lo que va a pasar en la Corte Suprema, I can try to explain it to you, but even that's complicated. I'll give it a shot. Okay? If you do not want this insurance, you will be charged a fine. Okay, so you all are all young adults, and you all will be directly affected by this.